I did a video about 5 conversations that I think every parent should have with their kids. And I got a lot of questions, like, especially questions like, when is the right time or when is the appropriate time to start having such conversations with your kids? And by the way, if you didn't watch that video, the link is in the comment section below. So today we are answering the question, when is the appropriate time to have such conversations with my kids? First of all, I want to say that there are no clear-cut rules as to say, oh, start at 2, start at 3, start at 4, because kids develop differently. What one child will understand at 2, another child will understand at 4. So it is for you to understand your child's capacity to understand and digest information. But what is essential is the fact that we start with them early, and we start by giving them little by little information that they have the ability and the capacity to digest. For example, by 3, 4, 5, you should be able to tell your child about what your private parts are and the rules that go with their private parts. That is sex education right there. You start with them young, telling them, oh, nobody is supposed to touch, telling them it is not a part to play with, it's not a part that people fidget with, so that they're already conscious of the fact that they are supposed to protect and preserve those parts. And as they grow older, you increase the level of information. Tell them the consequences of people fidgeting with it, the consequences of people touching it without their permission. And then you're moving towards adolescence. You start telling them what to expect, what they will experience. Another thing is the fact that nowadays some girl kids start experiencing menstruation at 8, 9, which means that by that age already you're expected to have had such conversations with them, because you just never know when it will happen. So it's better to prepare them before time, so that when it comes, it shouldn't be a surprise for them. Another example I will give is financial management. You know how kids are young and people come in and give them gifts here and there. At their very tender ages, you're already supposed to start telling them, oh, you don't touch somebody's money, you don't touch money that is not yours, you don't pick money without somebody's permission and stuff like that. When somebody gives you money, it is your responsibility to show your parents, it is your responsibility to give it to your parents, so that they can keep it for you. That is financial management right there, and that is accountability. As they grow older, you increase the level of information that they need. For my kids, they start taking money to school for pocket money when they get to secondary school. And before that age, we make sure that we have taught them that you don't spend everything you have. Whatever you have to learn to save some and keep some. And we give them little account books that we check weekly. Another thing is academic orientation. Nowadays, you will hear, not only nowadays, generally you hear kids right from their very tender ages say things like, oh, when I grow up, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a teacher, I want to be all of this. That is your cue to start with academic orientation. You start telling them what it entails to become what they want to become and all of that. That is academic orientation right there. So if I have to answer this question today, I would say start early and go progressively with the information according to their capacity to digest and understand.